On the sky, burning in your eyes. You know, come in, baby, wanna catch on fire. It's buried in my soul, like California gold. If I were lying in that I couldn't find. So when I want you to be right, it's fine. Every time we say goodbye, we meet hell. When the sun goes down, I'm the best for me. I'll always remember us this way. Love's in the dark, always hiding right. We don't know how to rhyme, but then we try. Oh, you really know, you're my almost love. Welcome, everyone. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. We're just waiting for some more people to come. But if you're here already, then welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Every time we say goodbye, baby, when the sun goes down, I'm the best already. I'll always remember us this way. Don't wanna be just another baby. So when I hold you down, I know I can't find home. Every time we say goodbye, baby, when the sun goes down, I'm the baby already. I'll always remember this way. When you look at me and the heart of faith, I'll always remember us this way. Call it magic.
true. I call that magic when I'm with you. And I just got broken into two. Still I call that magic when I'm next to you. And I told you this is true. Nobody else can. And I told you nobody else can do. All the magic coming into two. And with all your magic, I disappear.
I'll just let that play.
And I can't get over, can't get over you. Still I call that magic, such a precious truth. And I told you,
Thanks, guys, for being so patient. We're just waiting for one more person to join, and they're coming on now. We're going to get started in like 2 minutes, I promise. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys all very much for coming. How is the audio? Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, awesome. Well, welcome to our Geek Talk for cohort 27. We have some speakers here today. We have Mary Cruz from SheWorks, and we also have Nate from Powder Keg. And then we have, of course, 3 project presentations that we're going to be going through tonight. So let's get started. So some history about 4Geeks. We have 7 locations currently in 10 countries. Some of our campuses include USA, Venezuela, Spain, Costa Rica, and Chile. We've graduated over 2,000 developers now. 85% of our graduates are able to find a job within the first 90 days after graduation. We've established partnerships with many of the major industry players already, and we've been named in various articles as one of the top coding boot camps in the world. Our mission here at 4Geeks is that we want to reduce the unemployment rate, provide accessibility, and increase the amount of digital talent available. As I said before, we've graduated about over 2,000 students now, and our very strong results are due to our 2 student programs that we have, Geek Pal and Geek Force, which are our mentoring sessions and our career support track. 22% of our graduates see a salary increase of about, our average salary increase after graduation is about 22% after completing the program. And 86% of the students, as we said before, are finding a job within 90 days after graduation. GeekPal, which I had already mentioned to you guys, is our system of mentors. It is the best one out there. We provide unlimited access to mentors for life. So our students receive one-on-one meetings, support through Slack, and also group mentoring sessions. And they have unlimited access to that for the rest of their lives. So they never have to code alone again. There's always somebody to help them if they have any questions or need more clarity on any aspect of their coding experience. Geek Force is our career support track. This is run by Adele, who is our career support coordinator, and she works alongside our students with one-on-one meetings to help them with their LinkedIn profile, with their interview preparation, with their resume, basically any support that they need in order to land a job. And she stays with them up until they do get a job. So her job basically is to secure that, is to make sure that our students are getting jobs. And we like to say that when you take one of our cohorts, you're actually taking two cohorts. So the first one is teaching you how to code, and the second one is getting you a job. So we provide unlimited support for that, just as we do in GeekPal. These are some examples of companies that have already hired our graduates. We're breaking about 400 different companies now, but here you can see some logos of some of the better known companies that our students are currently working at. And to introduce our two guest speakers that we have tonight, which I briefly introduced before, we have Mary Cruz Tabia, who is the Customer Success and Talent Operations Manager at SheWorks. So she will be speaking to you guys soon as well. And then we also have Nate, who's on the next slide. There he is. He's the head of community at PowderKeg. So he'll be explaining to you guys exactly what PowderKeg is about and how you can get involved there too. Tonight, our presentations that we have Bid for Good with Victor and Matthew. We have Road Bros with Rafa and Paola, and also Norbert, who's not there, but he's in the project, I promise. And then lastly, we have High ID with David and Andres. And that's all I have for the introduction. So I'd like to turn this over to Mary Cruz, and you can go ahead and let us know about SheWorks.
Okay, well, thank you so much. My pleasure, and congratulations to everything that you have achieved so far. It's really an honor to partner with you. You do amazing work, and we're extremely happy to be able to be considered your partner. At SheWorks, what we do is we try to connect the dots between work opportunities, education, and talent, because we think that talent is everywhere, but opportunities are not. And therefore, we try to connect professionals that are looking for jobs with job opportunities through a platform that allows them to work from home. Because we think that, and it has been shown now during the pandemic, that more and more companies are opening up to remote work. It has become a solution, not only when there are difficulties out there because there's a pandemic, but also because it does help professionals better manage their time and all the different responsibilities that they have. We first started SheWorks in 2016. we began because we saw, well, we had another company before that it was called Yandiki, and we were focusing on creative talent, and we wanted to help companies access amazing graphic designers and copywriters from Latin America. And then we noticed that a lot of them were women, and it really caught our attention because they were showing a really spike in their career, and all of a sudden they were freelancing. And like, why would you leave your C-level job at an agency to become a freelancer? And that's where we realized that it was because the job market was not working for them, because the structure behind a traditional office job was not feasible for them. And that's how we started SheWorks, because remote work does give you that flexibility that you need to be able to, balance better your life and your work life as well. And as you may know, more than 40% of women have to leave the work market because they are not able to, they don't have enough flexibility as to look up for their children and for the loved ones and to work at the same time. And at the same time, there's more than 50% of companies worldwide that are complaining because they cannot find the talent that they need. And that's why we founded SheWorks, because we're trying to leverage from technology, from being able to work remotely, from companies now having all their information cloud-based. Like, why not work from home? Because most of the jobs now are or have a component that it's computer-based. Therefore, they could be done from anywhere. So, and that trend is going to continue. Like, more companies, like 1 in 4, actually, Americans are saying that after the pandemic, they will continue to work remotely. And so that's what we're doing, right? So our platform, what it does, it helps you identify a professional based on a job description that you have. Once you find that person, you create a project, and you can engage and communicate with the person throughout the lifespan of your project. So it helps you coordinate, it gives you full visibility as to how the project is going. So it really helps companies be able to manage professionals that are working remotely, and they get really good results. We've been in the market for a really long time. So since we started in 2016, we're working with renowned companies like PepsiCo, MasterCard, Lenovo, Univision, Unilever. So lots of well-known companies, and others that are perhaps not that well-known, but they're right there, and they will soon become household names for sure. And that's what we do. So we also have the SheWorks Academy, which is one of our units that helps reskill and upskill professionals. So we work a lot with governments, and we have different trainings that we conduct with women to help them, well, mainly with women, but we don't want to leave men out. So these trainings help women and men also getting new skills that are needed now for working remotely. So we have courses on how to work remotely, the cloud working course. We have courses on diversity, on leadership, personal marketing, and things like that. And we also do other courses in partnerships with other companies, like with Facebook and Google and Amazon Web Services, where you can actually do a course more around a particular skill, like a hard skill. And that's basically what we do. So in our SheWorks network, we already have more than 25,000 professionals registered, like in our network, in our platform. Most of them are from Latin America, because like 90% of our clients are in the US, so it really helps to have them in the same time zone. We are expanding most of our key area of expertise, or their key area of expertise. was mainly around design, content translation, and digital marketing, branding, and so on. But clients are increasingly asking for IT talent. So congratulations to everyone that decided to take a course with 4Geeks, because that's why I'm happy. Like, I have to say that 80% of the requests that we have right now have to do with talent, either from front-end development to back-end development to QA to anything that has to do with IT. It's lots of requests from clients. And the good thing is that it's something that you can do remote. So it really opens up your possibilities of getting a job. And it's really great to know that you have support to not only build your CV, but also to build your LinkedIn profile. Because right now, a lot of what we're doing as recruitment companies is headhunting. So we're not just posting in job boards, waiting for candidates to submit. We're actively looking for the candidates. So make sure that you have a great LinkedIn profile, that you put as much information as you can, that your LinkedIn profile is clear, and also that you're paying attention to keywords. So if you're interested in getting a job, say as a WordPress developer, look at a job description for a WordPress developer. Pay attention to the keywords that they normally use in that job description, and make sure that you include that in your LinkedIn profile and in your CV, because we're going to be looking for you. That's it. Not sure if you want me to add anything else.
Alyssa, we don't get your sound.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I said that we're going to do a Q&A session soon, so you'll have the opportunity, of course, to expand on your ideas. Nate, are you all ready?
Yeah. Hey there. Thanks for inviting me. This is awesome. I'm super excited to see those projects at the end. So I'm Nate. I'm the head of community with PowderKeg, and I'm going to give you a little background about what we're doing and how we're helping tech professionals connect between the coasts is what we say, but we basically, when I say that, I mean outside of New York City and in Silicon Valley. So PowderKeg is a digital community for tech professionals. We started about a decade ago here in Indianapolis, which is where I'm out of. And just as a meetup for people interested in tech and founders and coders and hackers and the whole gambit. And then over the last decade, we've spread all across the Midwest, down to Miami, to Austin, Texas, to Raleigh, Durham, and Denver, and all across the country. And what we focus on is the tech ecosystem, again, like I said, outside of Silicon Valley. So you think that these days, money from the coast is pouring into the center of the country, pouring into Miami, pouring into Austin. There's so many opportunities at these high growth tech companies in the center of the country. And what PowderKeg does is help get people plugged in. So you can go on the PowderKeg website. I'm actually going to share it in the chat. And it's an app where you build out your profile. But what's different than a LinkedIn job board or anything like an Indeed or any things like that is our algorithm matches off of culture as well as job experience. So you put in there that you want to work at a startup that has this leadership style, these types of perks and benefits and things like that. And yeah, you'll start receiving catered matches based on things you're interested in. We partner with about 3,000 tech companies all across the country. So like I said, Miami and Austin. And we focus on these non-traditional tech hubs, right? So you think Indianapolis, Nashville, Louisville, all these companies across the Midwest and beyond. And really, as the pandemic has shifted to remote work, there's tons of opportunities for people that are living in Miami or maybe living anywhere to find opportunities at these different companies around the country. We also do events where we have speakers like Gary Vaynerchuk was one of our speakers at our last event. We've got Steve Case, the founder of AOL, who now runs Revolution, Rise of the Rest. A bunch of big name people come and speak on our stage, and we always have a ton of cool companies pitching. We do pitch nights as well. So 5 minutes on your stage pitching, not necessarily pitching for capital, but usually pitching for talent. I mean, you know, there's like a war on talent right now. So these founders go out and they want to sell their company to all of you recent graduates that they're looking for development help. They're looking for those junior dev jobs coming out of school. So definitely go hop on there and check it out. In regards, I know there's a Q&A session where you can talk about ways to stand out and ways to make your LinkedIn and ways to just like get connected and find that awesome job. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or shoot me an email, and I'd love to help you and open some doors or opportunities or anything that I can do there. That's my spiel on PowderKeg.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So yeah, jumping right into the Q&A session and kind of piggybacking off of what you were already talking about, what's something that bootcamp graduates can do to make themselves stand out above other people applying or basically the competition? And
Yeah,
you guys can bounce back and forth. You can choose which ones you want to answer. It's really up to you guys how you want to do it.
Sweet. I'll run with, and then yeah, we'll just bounce back. Sweet. So my kind of recommendation there would be I mean, I'm a relationship people kind of person first. So if you can go on LinkedIn and start connecting with people that work at the company, and instead of asking about the specific role, just like saying, what's it like to work at XYZ company? You know, like find someone that's in the current role that you want or in a role that maybe you'd want to promote into 5 years later. And usually just trying to get a person on the inside to like learn more about it and ask a lot of questions that usually can help your resume stand out versus just like cold applying to 100 jobs and spraying and praying.
Yes, I have to second what you're saying, Nathaniel, and that's actually something that I always mention, that if you are interested in Shewords helping you find a job, connect with me. So look for me on LinkedIn, look for any of the other recruiters that work in our team and get us to connect with you. Maybe we can set up a short call and you can tell us about you, about what you want, what you're looking for, what your skills are, what your strengths are. And that's going to help us a lot, because then when a job opportunity comes that matches your skills, we're going to remember you and we're going to put you first as a recommended candidate.
Oh,
Sorry, guys. Okay, so the next question for you guys is, what's a good follow-up strategy? So after you're applying, what's a good approach as far as following up with that position?
Normally for a follow-up, just out of courtesy, just send an email. So if you had an interview, if they had reached out to you for even just ask if you would be available, just always follow up with that person. One, because out of courtesy, just to think that you were giving that opportunity, and also because sometimes we're super busy with lots of different positions, and it gives us also an excuse to push the client for more information on that particular job. Like, the candidate just reached out to us. Do you have any feedback? Do you want to move forward with them or something? So it's really useful to have a follow-up email.
yeah, I would agree with that. Whether it's a message on LinkedIn or a follow-up email, super important. My kind of advice would be, if you can remember something from the interview that stood out to you, like pulling on a string there of like when the conversation was really great. Like I loved hearing about how your company prioritizes mental health in the workspace. So that's when I see a lot. Like pull on a string there that will take them back into the conversation. And they're like, oh yeah, like that was a really good part of the conversation, and like an explicit detail, like more than just, I really enjoyed learning more about XYZ company, you were great, etc. Like that's kind of like a bland, like whitewashed email. But if you can make it more like, I enjoyed hearing about this specific thing that you all do, that you do amazingly, like, and it just like helps them connect you and makes you stand out a little bit more.
Awesome, good answer. The next question is to tell us about a time that you saw a candidate not get the job because of something that they did and what you think went wrong there.
I can think of so many situations because unfortunately that happens a lot. That happens when you were 100% sure that the person was going to get the job because they were perfect for the position, but then unfortunately something happened on the end of the client, and maybe that project that they were looking for is not going to happen. They did not get the funds. Somebody left that had a senior position and they're suddenly restructuring. So sometimes it's not on the candidate, but it's actually an issue with the client, and that's why the position does not happen, right? So the person does not get hired. It is really difficult, but we always try to keep our head up and be hopeful. And if this position did not happen, it was for a reason. You're for sure gonna get something better coming along the way.
Yeah. We usually like to get feedback from the introductions that we make through the Powder Keg Network. So especially if it's not like it's honestly more helpful when it doesn't end up working out, right? Because as a candidate, you can say like, I sat there at the table and like what were the reasons that it wasn't a fit for your company, and like you can get that feedback. And whether it's like sometimes it's technical ability, right? Like you need to go out and learn more. Like we're a Ruby on Rails company and you only know JavaScript or whatever. I'm not very technical, but you get my point there. Or there's more like, oh, the culture fit and like, or this experience or whatever it is. So we try to get feedback. So my biggest piece of advice, yeah, is if you do get that like unfortunate, hey, sorry, it's not a right fit at the moment, I think there's nothing wrong with pressing back a little bit and saying like, awesome, I totally understand you're still a great company, and maybe if it makes sense in the future, we could. I would love this to work there, or whatever. But could you give me a little bit of feedback on what it is? Because I mean, like the person sending the email also like they're not like ruthless. Like they're still a person too behind the keyboard, and I'm sure if you sat in an interview with them for an hour or 30 minutes or whatever it is, they're going to have some really great feedback that's going to help you iterate and improve on your next one.
Awesome. Thank you. Next question. What is the latest trend that you guys are seeing in recruiting, hiring, or staffing?
Yeah.
I was saying a lot what it could. No, go ahead. Go.
Am I good? Sorry, I don't know. Something's going on with my internet. Were you talking? I'm so sorry. I didn't see anyone talking.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah. Was it the latest trend? That
Yeah.
question?
Yes.
Okay. The latest trend that we're seeing is companies building bigger talent pipelines, right? So if you think of like the painkiller versus the vitamin debate, it's like the painkiller is, from a company perspective, is we need to hire 10 software developers and I need 10 of them right now this quarter. Whereas like the vitamin approach is we want to generate a pool, a talent pipeline of candidates that are potentially interested in our company, even if there isn't a current role that's open right now. So getting engaged and making connections with people that are going to be the talent managers at companies is super important, because when they post a role that's right for you 7 or 8 months down the road, and it's like a dream company that you'd love to work at, then you're going to be top of mind because they've already talked to you before. That's something we built into the Powder Keg platform, where you can go and follow your top companies, and as new roles pop up that are like recommended for you or that you're interested in, you're going to be alerted versus having to go back and check the careers page once a week. So definitely like getting in people's talent pipelines so that as you gain more experience, like maybe it's a mid-level role, like a mid-level dev role that they have available, and maybe you just don't have the experience, but a year from now, you'll be the perfect candidate for it, and it's at your dream company. Staying on their radar and in their talent pipeline is important.
Yeah, that's really a good answer, and I think we see that as well. Clients are also asking for pipelines of talent, so that's one of the main jobs that we're doing right now, is trying to build those pipelines. And the other trend that we see is that clients are putting a lot of focus on certified talent. So any type of certification that you can get that is related to your area of expertise or your scope, either maybe Agile certification or a Scrum Master certification, or anything that is a certification from any university, for gigs, Facebook, Google, anything like that, that's going to be super useful, and it's going to make you stand out.
Awesome. Okay, last question. What do you guys see the tech industry doing in 2022? Do you guys expect more growth, more advances? What are your expectations for tech in 2022?
Tech's hot. It's booming. Oh my gosh. Especially, I think that there is a lot of opportunity in like, and it's kind of like definitely a buzzword, but like the Web3 space, like stuff that's way over my head. But like, I don't think there's any signs of that slowing down. So working in like fintech or some of those digital online spaces, again, that are above my head. But I've also seen a big trend of like technology innovating more legacy businesses, right? Like even technology businesses from the 1990s and like early 2000s, like new SaaS software as a service companies coming in and like innovating in that space. So it's definitely a great spot to be. I'm jealous of all of you who are technical. Like as a non-technical person, you're doing the right thing. Such a good idea. Your skills are gonna carry you super, super far.
Yeah, definitely. And salaries are going up, so well done. Congratulations. And the other thing is that technology is seeping through. So you're a graphic designer, you have to know how to code HTML. So we all need to be able to understand a little bit of technology nowadays. So definitely, so it's going into all different industries. Jobs that traditionally had nothing to do with technology, now you have to know something about technology. So yeah, for sure, it's exploding. And the word on IT talent, it's crazy. Like I could be setting up an interview, a second round of interview with a candidate, and all of a sudden that candidate has been stolen by another company with a much higher salary. So it's crazy. There's really a war on talent right now. And it's going to continue in 2022 for sure.
Awesome. Sounds good. So that is it for the questions. Thank you guys both so much for being guests tonight in our Geek Talk. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to come and share your thoughts with our students. If any of you guys are interested in connecting with either Mary Cruz or Nate, let me know. I can pass you the information. I can even post the links to both She Works and Powder Keg in your guys' Slack channels, so you'll have really easy access to that. Does any students have any questions directly for them before we start with the presentations? No questions? All right, that's okay. Well, once again, guys, just thank you so much for coming. And I'm sure that some of the students will be reaching out to you guys to learn more about your platforms. So without further ado, let's go with our first project, which is called Bid for Good with Victor and Matthew. I will let you guys take it away.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, can you see my screen?
You're interested in career change?
Yep. Yes.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah, cool. All right. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's Friday night, so we appreciate it. Our app is called Bid for Good. My name's Matthew Carpenter. My background is in digital marketing. I have very little experience before 4Geeks in coding. I knew a little bit of HTML, CSS, mostly just did a few websites with like WordPress templates, but nothing really. And then these past few months with 4Geeks have been great. I've really learned a lot more about coding, and especially now these past few weeks with this final project, we really got to see the whole start to finish process of building an app, which was a lot of fun. So we're excited to show you tonight what we built.
And hey guys, my name is Victor Salcedo. I'm also part of Bid for Good along with Matt. My background is on political science and international relations. I do have a strong interest towards technology. I was doing some courses like on my own before the academy. I wanted to join the academy to solidify that knowledge, to have more opportunity to practice a little more, which is what we definitely did the past 3 weeks. And yeah, it's been great so far, like learning more about like new technologies, new frameworks, new libraries, coordinate with team members rather, and colleagues to like create something. It was actually pretty cool. And as a segue for that, we're actually also pretty excited to show you tonight our big idea that we've been working with. Basically, the idea that we have is we wanted to create a place where people could donate items they no longer wanted, while at the same time being able to fund different nonprofits that they love. And we do this in three different ways. If you can remember anything about our app tonight, it's that it has three specific objectives. One is that you can donate directly to a nonprofit, and the items are going to be picked up at your house, or you can also have the option for that item to be dropped off. You can drop off the item at that local nonprofit's address. You can fund a nonprofit by auctioning items in the shop that we're going to show you. You can add an item for auction, and the funds that item gathers, 100% are going to go to the nonprofit. So that's a different way to fund a different nonprofit. And the last one, so it's pretty fun. You're going to be able to shop different items. You're going to go to the shop, see the different bits, see the different items, place a bid, and the items after the times runs out for the specific item, the specific bid, you're going to win that item and it's going to be yours. So win, win, win.
Cool. So the technologies we used for the app, obviously, are HTML, CSS, we use JavaScript, also Bootstrap, React, Python, SQL Alchemy, and Flask. So with that said, we're ready to show you our demo. Okay, cool. So once you go into Bid for Good, this is the home page. The first thing you'll see, some information about us. The two main objectives there, donate and shop. If you go down, a little more information about Bid for Good. And then here you'll see the nonprofits that are currently on our platform, some information about them, so in case you don't know them. And then, all right, so let's go real quick to the shop. Cool, so in the shop, you'll be able to see different items that are currently up for auction. We have a timer here. It tells you how much time is left, the number of bids. If you go into an item, you can see even more detail, the hours, minutes, seconds that are left. You can place a bid, information, and the funds will be going to the nonprofit here. You can browse, see, so pretty cool. So now let's say we want to donate an item to set up for auction. I'll log in. If you don't have a login, you can sign up. You can sign up as a user or a nonprofit. The main difference here is if you're a nonprofit, you get to select what items you currently accept. So you can put clothes, furniture, toys, and then when people go to donate, they can, if they're going to donate, for instance, a piece of furniture, it'll filter and show you that nonprofit that's accepting furniture. So that's another feature we have. All right, so let's log in. We have Esther. Here's the test. So once we're logged in, we're going to donate. So here we'll choose auction something for a nonprofit. So we'll add something to the store. You have different categories you can choose from. Let's go ahead and donate furniture. Okay. Let's see, a chair. Used. Show. You can choose an image here. And then here you can choose a nonprofit that you want to fund with this donation of yours. So let's donate to Gotham City Cleaners. And we donated the item. So now if we go to the shop real quick, we'll see the throne we added there and 7 days. Okay, and then as you logged in, you can also go to your dashboard. Here in your dashboard, the first page, you'll get an overview of your stuff. So you'll get to see total funds donated, total number of donations this month compared to last month. Here you'll see the recent donations. So we see the Iron Throne I just donated to Gotham City Cleaners. Here you have your current bids. So if you're bidding on items, you can see them here. if you currently have the highest bid, it will be green and it'll tell you if you have the highest bid. If not, someone's outbidding you. So right now, someone's outbidding me on the Yeezys. I can view item. I can just go straight to it and then bid. And then down here is a little more, same thing, but just more detail with the image of the item. If I go to donations now, I can see all items I've donated, pick up, drop off, the date, time, and the items I've auctioned as well. In my orders, I'll be able to see all my previous items I've won and the nonprofit I funded, and then I can see the open orders as well. And same thing here, you can do view item and it'll take you straight to the item. And okay, other than that, then you can just edit your profile and you can log out. Now Victor's gonna show you guys the other side, the nonprofit.
Right. So as you said at the beginning, you can do different things. You can fund a nonprofit by auctioning an item, or you can donate an item as well directly to the nonprofit. You go here. There's an option to donate a specific item. For donating the item, there's going to be kind of similar, but in a way a little bit different in the sense that you're also going to be able to, as you fill out the whole form, you're also going to be able to do two things that are important. One, you're going to select a nonprofit that is specifically looking for clothing items. In this example, the nonprofits in the dropdown that we put there are just the nonprofits that when they sign up, they indicated their need is a specific item. The other thing you're going to do differently is you're going to be able to pick up, to select a pickup date and a pickup item, also coming from the nonprofits, dates and times of the availability. So you're going to be working with that a lot in terms of like coordinating with the nonprofit as well to donate that item. You can donate the item, and then to show you guys how we will look for the nonprofit side, we can also like log in and see it as well. For this example, we're going to use the Gotham City Cleaners. So we log in, and when we get to the dashboard, a lot of information, but kind of similar, but also in a way a little bit different. You're going to see the total funds raised and then total donations received as well. You have to graph to a little bit of analytics. Those graphs are dynamic. You can click on them, and they change depending on if you're going to see the last month to the current month, or donations in the last week to this week. And on top of that, you're going to be able to see the wishlist items that you selected when you sign up, and the recent items received, which is a combination of the items that were donated and items that were auctioned. On the donation side, on the sidebar, we also will be able to see a specific donations that were donated to you by a specific user. In this example, Esther T donated an item to you, which is a jean jacket. You see the pickup date that is selected, and you see the pickup time window that they also selected. The idea here is to be able to then, the nonprofit being able to coordinate with that user on the specific date and time to go and pick up that item for them. Similar to the user, there's my account. You also going to be able to see your profile and all that, and you log out, go back to the homepage, and that actually concludes the presentation of our demo. I hope you guys liked it. We actually spent great time and actually really good time doing this. It was good. It was definitely like a lot of learning opportunities, and a lot of the positives also comes from some of the challenges that we had. One of them being the database. We started working on the whole schema of the database early on. We had an idea of how it looked, and then we have to change it again and change it again to accommodate the changes that we were doing. So it was a learning curve to get everything that was coming from the database to the front end and how to sync those. It definitely helped getting into that learning curve, understanding more the process of how a full-on app works. And it was a humble experience in a sense of we were like, yeah, this is going to work, but it ended up being like a lot more work that we anticipated in a good way. We learned a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. Another difficulty, well, like something we learned, I think that's going to be very useful in the future, is we started doing the user stories and wireframing, and we kind of got excited and we wanted to just start coding right away and building the app to see it. So we didn't finish the wireframing or the stories. So then as we started coding, we were building, we realized we weren't going to use certain pages. So then we had to backtrack, we had to delete a lot of code. I think we wasted a lot of time there. So definitely I recommend next time, complete your wireframe, really, wireframe every single page function that the app is going to have, and then you start coding to save time in that phase. So that was interesting.
Before moving to the next steps, did you mention Gitpod as a difficulty?
Yeah, Gitpod, we had a love-hate in the boilerplates, and yeah.
Fun times. For next steps, we like the idea. It was a project, it's a baby. We want to improve upon it and have some more functionality for next steps. We're thinking about incorporating 3 major things. One of them being the payment functionality, a way for actually users to bid on the items and actually buy those items while on the page. As we were mentioning, there's some coordination between the nonprofits and the donors depending on when the item is going to be picked up and at what place and what time. So we also want to be able to have a system within the app for nonprofits to connect to those donors and then be able to hash that out. How is that going to work in terms of like address and all that? And yeah, lastly, just connect to local nonprofits. We're thinking about it in terms of like, it will be good. I mean, Gotham City Cleaners and Muggles for Inclusion need our help a lot, but it will be great to actually have local nonprofits working on this and be able to donate these items to them.
Yeah. So yeah, that concludes our presentation. Thank you guys. I don't know if anyone has any questions. We'd be happy to give you more insight. Yeah.
Great job, guys. Very well done. Thank you. Good presentation too. Very smooth.
Anybody
Thanks,
have any
Josh.
questions? Well, it was a very good project. You guys had a really good idea. And yeah, your presentation went very smoothly. You guys did a great job presenting. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Silent round of applause from everybody.
Clap well
Good
on
job,
mute.
guys.
Okay, we can move into our next project then, which is Rafa, Paola, and Norbert with Road Bros. And Paola is actually here at the 4Geeks campus. So she's going to be using my microphone for her presentation.
All right. It is a fancy microphone. I like it.
Or just
Very
no, I
fluffy.
keep it mute. Thank you.
Testing, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You're on.
Okay. So Road Bros, it's our roadside assistance app, and today's members are myself, Norbert Seals, Rafa Monron, and Paula Sanchez. And today we're in Miami, and let's get it going.
Project summary. Road Bros is a roadside assistance app designed to help others on the road. A user can sign up as a client that requests help or a trucker that assists others.
Why Road Bros? Getting roadside assistance can be confusing and overwhelming for some people. And with the numbers, with 69 million vehicle breakdowns occurring in the US each year, equivalent to 1 in 3 drivers, offering a simplified road assistance solution can help many people.
The team. Norbert Seals is currently a warehouse associate. He wants to be a front or back-end developer in the future. Rafa Morejon is actually a medical assistant right now. He also wants a developer job in the future. And myself, Paola Sanchez, I'm a coach cashier, and I also want a junior developer position in the future.
So as we know, developers, when we're programming and learning new coding, we'll process it right then and there. But then, like, let's say, like an hour later or next day, like, during that moment, we kind of forget what we learned, and so that next day we're like, oh yeah, that's what we remembered. So basically, finally understanding a hard concept hours after a lesson, like an aha moment. So also, I just want to say, 4Geeks was amazing because it provided us with skills to become real developers. Also, it taught us how to solve problems and face challenges. So thank you so much, 4Geeks.
Development process, the architecture. We use Bootstrap, CSS, and React to create the flow and the views of an app that users can navigate easily as they request help, add vehicles, and rate their truckers. And truckers can view and accept requests, manage their surveys, and see previous requests. For the backend, we use Flask and SQL Alchemy to make the database and the functionalities. To the right, you can see a screenshot of the homepage for a client, for example. Now we're going to show you how our app looks and how it will work. Perfect. So here is the homepage of our app. And you can scroll down a little bit just to show a little bit more of our design. You can sign up as a new client or log in. First, we're going to show the sign up real quick. You can choose either to be a trucker or a client, put your information, save it, and then log in. For now, we're going to log in as a user. Our user is called Martin. And when it loads, you're going to see the homepage of the user. It's our database. It's just loading. Perfect. Here in the homepage, he has different options to manage his information as a user. First, we're going to show the profile where you can see your information and you can edit it actually. You can see your full name, email, phone, zip code. We can go to edit profile and show. For example, we can change something in the full name, for example, taking the R out. Save the changes. And it keeps the changes. We can go to vehicles list and see the vehicles that the user has. You can actually remove vehicles from there. We can remove the last one just to show. Just to show that we can also add vehicles right next to home. We can even add the one that we just took out. You're going to put your vehicle tab, your vehicle make, your model, year, and color and plate. Color and plate is more for the trucker to know what color your car is in the plate so they can find you. You will add your vehicle and it will now show up the bottom of your list. You go back home, you're going to have also the service history, which you're going to show real quick, is the services that you have had done in the past with different truckers and different vehicles. And now we're going to show you actually how to ask for help, how to make a request. Before you go to request help, you select one of your vehicles. You input the zip code of wherever you're located, because we never know when a breakdown might happen. Here we're going to select the battery, but you can select anything that you need done, showing you the price. You send the request, and it's going to show that your request is pending. Now, a trucker on their side is going to see a list of requests, and if they see yours and you're close to them, they want to do it, they will click accept, and then on your side, it's going to show that your request has been accepted by a trucker. It will show, and then it will tell you the trucker information, like the name of the trucker that accepted your request, the rating, and the phone number so that you can text them or call them where you are, how to find you. And when they finish on their end, they can press a button called End Service. And then on your side, when they do that, it's going to say that it was completed. You can rate your trucker, for example, giving them 4 stars, 5 stars, and then sending the rating. And then you can pay your trucker. We use the API Stripe so that you can pay your truckers, and your payment information is very easy. It's gonna ask you like your address, your card information, your email, and then the payment is gonna go to your trucker. Sorry, data is loading. But yeah. Later, we're going to show the page of the trucker, and the trucker has pretty much the same information. Here, we're going to put the email of our customer, billing and shipping address, just a little bit of information. You click payment info. Then you just put the card number that you want to pay with. You put your month and date, and then your code. And it will, of course, show you the amount that you're going to pay for the service. Once it's done, it's going to take you back to your homepage as a customer. It's going to tell you that the payment went in successfully. And when you close that, you're going to see that it resets so that you can ask for help again. Now we're going to show the trucker side. We're going to log out. Our trucker is called Larry. Now, as you can see, he has his own list of requests. We're going to also show the service history real quick, which are the services that he has done to other customers in the past, like the date, service, and vehicle. And now we're going to show the request list. Now here, for example, if you're a trucker, you want it to be close to you, so you will put the zip code that you're currently in, and it will filter the request by the zip code that you want. Once you pick one, as a trucker, you're going to click the accept button, and it will show you the information of your client. And then whenever you're finished with the service, you're going to click End Service, which will take it away from the list so the truckers cannot see it. You can check request list one more time, and it will show that the one that we just took no longer exists. Perfect. So we can go back to the presentation. That's what we have.
The challenges we faced. Oh, sorry. Rafa?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, the challenge. This project was very challenging, but without a doubt, the most difficult was to create a database and link the user information to other entities like vehicles and requests. It was also hard to connect our front end with our backend, since we had many functionalities that had to change to be practical given our limited time. Our next features, we want to implement a Google Maps API to give a real-time location and estimate time arrival. Also, we want to implement a text message API to avoid giving out personal information. We want to implement a profile feature to increase the safety for the users. That's it, guys. Thanks a lot for seeing our presentation, and thanks to George, Michael, and Thomas also. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, guys. Hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, 4Geeks, for helping us become better developers.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That was very good. Great presentation. Great project too. Very well done. Do we have any questions, guys? Especially new cohorts. Now is the time to ask them what challenges they faced. Hi.
How are you? Abraham here. So I saw the project is very cool. It's like trucks on demand. It's very nice. The only thing I am not an expert. The only thing I looking some application working with one on it. The next feature I believe will be nice to put the vehicle registration. Make sure you know that car belongs to you because you can trick someone. You say, hey, let's go truck that car. Maybe I leave it there. I have to go to work. So if somebody pick it up for you, you don't know where it's going to end. So that security feature will be nice. The other thing is about the application. You say the profile, vehicle registration, and the data, or after you make the order, you remove the plate because this sensitive data that the truck driver don't need anymore after the service. So that will be good too. That's my observation.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We will accept that feedback. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, then let's move into our last project. We have High ID with David and Andres. Take it away. Oh, my mic runner.
Great. Good evening, everybody. How are you? I'm glad you're all here to get to know this project, which is called High ID. Okay, so High ID was developed with the purpose of getting every single of our users to connect with their customers like never before. And what do I mean by this? I mean that you're going to be able to share everything you want and anything you want in just a snap. So we've all had or will have to network at some point of our lives, and but we don't like, or maybe we just thought we could maybe turn better the experience of the traditional business cards. So let's go to the next slide and I'll explain why I'm saying this. Okay, so just some stats before continuing. 10 billion business cards are printed annually. This is a 2019 statistic. And there's a certainty that 8 billion of these 10 billion business cards are tossed away. That's more than, well, that's actually 88% of cards that are tossed away. And the point of a business card is to let people get to know you and get to know your business and your talent, and we don't want them getting wasted. And besides that, we all know that we have to take care of our world, and we don't want this to happen anymore. But we also know, and it's something really important, and that is that when a business hands out 2,000 business cards, they increase their sales by 2.5%. So it's a really important deal to have business cards. So we don't want to leave this away, but we really want to revolutionize this, the way of sharing our content.
Okay, so the technologies that we used for building this app were HTML, CSS with Bootstrap, and React. And then for the backend, we just used Flask and SQL Alchemy. Okay, so now we're going to show you the demo of our app.
And before that, because I forgot and it was totally rude of me, we didn't present ourselves. My name is David, And the other person talking, which you cannot see, is Andres. He's my brother. We are both from Colombia, and this project was conceived here while being in Colombia, but we didn't know what to do and how to do it. And that was one of the big reasons that we wanted to start coding. And that's why we started with 4Geeks Academy. That was because we wanted to develop more than we used to. We both come from engineering backgrounds, but we really love websites and web development. We wanted to learn more about that. And that's when we decided to enroll here, and here we are. Okay, keep on.
Okay, so first
you
you
guys know.
So first, you will land in the landing page. So here you can see the main functions of HiID is connect with your customers. Just some information, just to let you know what we do. And you can build HiID profiles. And it could be used for developers, but it also works for musicians and artists and every kind of person that just want to share his contact. Okay, so to start, you just go to create your HiID. This is the registration page. Okay, so let's go to the login page. And you enter your user and password. And the first thing you will see is a dashboard. And it's very simple. You will have two things. The QR code, so you can share easily your contact, and a card analytics, just to see how much people is seeing your landing page. You can filter by days, week, month, or year. Here in my HiID section, you have to complete all your information. So your name, your last name, companies. You can give some description here, just to let people know. And here you have a live preview of your landing page and how it's going to look. You have the options to add your social media. It's not necessary to fill all the fields of the form, so everything is dynamic. So just add the information that you like, and that's it. The next step is going to share. So here you will have two options: QR code, and you can copy your business card link so you can send easily, maybe in WhatsApp or any chat application. So here we're going to show you a demo of someone scanning the QR code.
Okay, so when we deliver a business card, we do it face-to-face, and that's what we wanted to recreate here. So I'm going to use my cell phone here, as you can see, to just pretend that Andres is sharing or wants to share his contact with me, because I want to do business with him. So I'm going to turn on my camera, and I'm going to scan the QR code. As you can see here, you'll be able to see your faces twice in both screens. So now when he shares the QR code to me, I'm going to be able to see all his information. And we're kind of pretending here to have a virtual business card. Okay, so in here, you can see, I can see the logo of his company. I can see the short description that he gave me. I can see his name, his last name, his job title, and the company that he works for. And also here, I'm going to be able, and this is the most important thing, when I'm networking with someone, I'm going to make sure that that person, and that means me, is going to save the contact. So Andres is going to tell me, save my contact, just click that button you see here. And I'm going to click that button, and I'm going to have this, all his contact information pop up. And Andres is going to be sure, extremely sure, that I'm going to save his contact, and I'm not going to toss away his business card. So I'm going just to say here, create new contact, the option that my phone gives me, and I'm going to have all his information here. I'm going to have his phone number, his email address, his website address, and every other single information that he wants to give me when he's creating his HiID profile. So I'm just going to click done, and that's it. Now I have his contact saved in my phone. Another thing that we have here is that we don't know if whether the person likes Facebook or not, or Instagram or not, or maybe Andres didn't want to share that information with me. He just wanted me to check out his website, maybe his portfolio, or well, I don't know, just to WhatsApp him or maybe send an email to him. So he's going to be able to share all that information with me right here. And he's not going to have to be like, hey, follow me on Instagram, this is my username, and hey, follow me on Facebook, and this is my username. And you can also check out my website, which is this one, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? So that's what we want to do, just to share all this bunch of information in just a snap, just as you saw. So in here, I'm going to be able to click any of these links. For instance, I want to visit Andres some other time. So I'm going to just click view map, and this is going to show me his address. So I'm going to be able just to click directions, and I'm going to be able to go there. And also it's going to happen the exact same thing with the email address, which we all know this from many websites. I'm going to be able to just, from a click of a button, I'm going to be able to send an email message to him. So in here, we just erase completely the uncertainty of whether your contact is going to be saved or not. People have your business card, and you already are delivering the information that the other person wants to get, which is anything they like, as you can see here. Okay, so let's go to the presentation again, please.
Okay, and the last functionality of HiID is, as we're getting all this data from all of our users, we also have a search functionality that lets you find all the people that it's registering HiID. So here you will have all the contacts. So just let's try to find an electrical technician or maybe someone working in engineering. So here we have two people working with engineering, and we also can filter by zip code. So when I found what I'm looking to, I can just add to contact. As you can see, it also works with the PC. And you can just click on view more, and you will take into the card of Susan. So here you will have the same functionalities, and just to look for something that you need. Okay, and the challenges that we had making this app, the biggest one was generating a QR code. Was like the first barrier that we found, but we just found a library there that was free to use, and it was a really simple library to use. So the biggest learn that we have with this is that there's always open source libraries that are available to use. There's someone that already made a solution for something that we need. So always look for some solution. Don't waste time like coding again something that someone else did. So that was a great learning experience.
Another thing that HiID showed us, and given all the help and the knowledge that we got from 4Geeks Academy, was that we are now able to turn big ideas into light, and that's what we learn here, and that's what we love about coding, and that's what we love about what we learned here. And also some of the future features that we will include in this application are going to be things as company profiles, where companies are going to be able to just manage all the business cards of their employees, what information they are going to be able to show there, and they're going to be able to monitor how many times they have shared the contact to see if they are networking properly or not. And well, they are going to be able to manage all these employees and all that information. And some other features that maybe are going to be coming in the future. We really hope to be online because we want to make this a real thing by next month. So we really hope to see you there in HiID. So I think that will be it for our presentation. So thank you so much for being here, for listening, and for checking out our project. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and do so.
Great insights, guys, and very well done. Very impressive. with the QR codes and everything. And I wanted to make it a point for everybody to know that if you guys actually, when the QR code was up on the screen, if any one of you could have actually scanned that, and it does pop up on any smartphone. So that's pretty good. It's been tested, it works. Great.
Thank you so
That
much
was-
for everyone.
That was awesome, guys. Great job. I've got a quick question. My name's Jake. I'm in the new cohort 31. And I was just curious, was it challenging to develop the same kind of thing on the like on like a website and also on your phone? Have like kind of two versions of the same thing?
Well, actually, it's just a matter of time. It's kind of like the same to say so. And maybe if you're talking about the functionalities that we added, such as opening the email or maybe adding the contact to our phone, that's just research, and it's really basic research. You just gotta Google it and just read the proper information or the right information, and that way you're going to be able to develop anything you want. You just gotta research, and that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, Google's got all the answers.
Okay, that's all the projects that we have. Everybody did a really great job. Does anybody have any questions for any of the teams, for any of the speakers about 4Geeks? Anything you guys want to know? Well, congratulations to our cohort 27. You guys did it. You are now developers, so that's awesome. You guys did a great job throughout your cohort. You persevered through hard times. Look, here's Michael joining. George or Michael, do you guys want to say any words about your cohort?
I mean, job well done, guys. I don't know what to say. I mean, we've talked about it so much that I feel like we've said everything, especially with the dry runs and everything. But what I want to say is just take this as an example, guys. The upcoming cohort 31. That's going to be you in about 16 weeks, or maybe even less, 15 now. So see, there's a long way to go, but you will definitely learn a lot of cool things. And I bet these guys 16 weeks ago couldn't imagine that they could build these projects by the end of their coursework. But maybe we can, from the graduating cohort, maybe we can just hear a couple short insights. What were the main things that you guys that made you successful? And you know, I want to hint you, maybe some of you can mention just practice and something like that. But no, tell us a couple of things, maybe. Who wants to share a couple of insights? Since you're graduating, I'm sure the other guys would be curious to hear.
So this is Norbert speaking. I would say George is right. Just a lot of practice. And the exercises that they give us, the material that they give us is real world material. And it's the coding, like the projects and things like that, and your GitHub and your portfolio, it shows a lot. So yeah.
Very well.
Another
Paulo?
thing that maybe
No.
that maybe
David,
motivated me was that I really learned that we can develop anything we want as long as we are creative and as long as we have discipline. So that's like the best part of coding and of this academy. That's what I learned the most, and that's what I really love. That now I'm going to be able to create a lot of things that I've always wanted to create.
I also wanted to add, this course is like the foundation that you're going to need. And from here, you put the ceiling, like you choose how far you want to go, what you want to specialize in. Here we learn how to, like we said, it's how to solve problems. When we have a challenge, they're not just going to give you the answer. They're going to teach you how to, don't just give a person the fish, teach them how to fish. And here they teach you how to code, teach you how to find the information that you need so that you're self-sufficient. And they also try to take away like the fear mentality that some of us have when like, oh, I've never done this or stuff like that. And it's like actually very achievable. No matter your background, you can achieve this. It takes heart, it takes dedication, but also patience and just being, you have to be stubborn. Be obsessed. Michael can tell you that very well. It will take you far, and just stay in the race and you're gonna get there. Yeah.
I agree. And before we close out, maybe a couple words, some of the guys that haven't put in their 2 cents yet from cohort 27, how to deal with feeling overwhelmed, because I'm sure some of the upcoming students soon will have that question. What helps you? A couple of the things that helped you not feel overwhelmed or get overwhelmed.
I guess I can take that. I agree with everyone else, what everyone else said. My colleagues in the class. How to not feel overwhelmed? I mean, you will feel overwhelmed. That's gonna happen. I mean, the main thing is like it's gonna happen. I guess the idea is like it's normal for it to happen. It's not. It's nothing about you. It's nothing about how you learn. It's nothing about the material. It's like it is a lot of information. It's a lot of new things. A lot of different ways to think about a project or about an issue or a problem. So take your time. As Paola said, patience. Take breaks. If it doesn't happen today, it's gonna happen tomorrow. Talk to mentors. There's a support system that I was actually kind of like exploring in a sense. Like the mentors are also your friends. Treat them as such. They went through it. They know what they do, and they know how to help you. They know how to find the answers, and more importantly, they know how to teach you how to find the answers, which is how you're gonna get there. Overwhelming, yes, you're gonna get there. It's gonna happen, but just keep a cool head. You're gonna be fine.
Okay, so what happens now? So for cohort 27, now starts your second boot camp, which is us helping you to get a job. So first of all, this weekend, take a break, relax, have a drink, celebrate. You guys just graduated. That's something to be super excited about. Celebrate with your friends, with your family, with each other, if you're close enough to each other. And then starting next week, pay attention to your Slack, pay attention to your email. Myself or Adele are going to start reaching out to you to start booking your one-on-one career support sessions, and let's get you guys some jobs. Sound good? Anybody else want to make any comments before we close out the night? Okay, well, I guess that's it, guys. So once again, super big congratulations. Enjoy your weekend. You guys should be super proud of all that you've achieved here at 4Geeks. It's been super nice to see your guys' projects and everything you guys put together. So I hope you guys have a great weekend of celebrations.
Great. Have a good night, guys. Everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay.